up on Cronkite News, we take a look at the wildfires that are continuing to burn near Flagstaff. We tell you what you need to know in order to stay safe.
And 2 doctors in Arizona are trying to spotlight disparities in medicine. We show you the efforts they are taking.
And later, we see how Arizona is using a special program to find its next generation of farmers.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Molly Hudson.
And I'm Mia Marquez. Thank you for joining us. A fire burning near Flagstaff has grown substantially, fueled by warm, windy, and dry conditions, which prompted a red flag warning yesterday. Cronkite News reporter Peyton Major has an update on the status of the tunnel fire in Coconino County.
Yesterday's wind gusts reached nearly 50 miles an hour in northern Arizona, causing the fire 14 miles north of Flagstaff to grow rapidly. The tunnel fire began on Sunday morning in the Timberline area just west of Highway 89. But as wind gusts picked up, dry grasses and pines fueled the fire to spread to over 19,000 acres as of this afternoon. Parts of Highway 89 are now closed, and Coconino County has declared a state of emergency. Hundreds of firefighters are on the scene, and a U.S. Forest Service Type 1 incident management team is scheduled to arrive tomorrow. The Forest Service has called for evacuations, and the Red Cross has opened a shelter in Flagstaff for evacuees. Winds aren't blowing as strong today, but the National Weather Service in Las Vegas has issued a fire weather watch starting tomorrow morning. Dry conditions will continue throughout the week, and wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour will return to the high country tomorrow. I'll be back later to give you more details on the forecast.
The Biden administration said it will appeal the court ruling that struck down the federal travel mask mandate. The Department of Justice said the CDC called the mandate necessary for the public health and believes it's within their authority to protect public health. The mandate cannot legally be enforced until the administration wins a stay of the lower court order or wins the appeal.
If you need to catch a ride on the Valley Metro or light rail anytime soon, you're now allowed to remove your mask. Valley Metro tweeted shortly after the mask mandate for travel was struck down. Masks can be removed on Valley Metro's buses, light rail cars, and vans. Masks are also no longer required for Uber, Lyft, and airport travel. However, the CDC still recommends wearing a mask in indoor public transportation settings, especially if you have personal risk factors or high transmission levels in your area. The healthcare industry is one of the least diverse fields of work in the nation, but one Arizona group is trying to change that. Cronkite News reporter Anna Stansfield tells us how ELEVATEMED is helping to diversify medical schools and change the future of medicine.
More and more people of color are applying to medical school, something that experts say is a first step in overcoming health disparities and improving care. For the first time since the Association of American Medical Colleges has tracked admissions by race and ethnicity, most of the applicants for the 2021 to 2022 school year were not white. Black applicants increased the most, 41% from 2020, and Hispanic applicants increased 25%. While that's good news, advocates say more must be done to help students of color get accepted and make it through medical school. Black, Hispanic, and Native American students are still underrepresented. Money may be a factor. The average cost of medical school is a whopping $218,000. Here in Arizona, a nonprofit founded by 2 doctors of color is trying to combat these issues.
Hi, my name is Kalen Moore. I am a Black male medical student at the University of Arizona.
My name is Jasmine Salola, an African-American woman at the University of Illinois at Chicago.
I'm Aaron Baya, a 4th-year Navajo medical student from Kennedy, Arizona.
These are just 3 of the more than 20 medical students ELEVATEMED has helped since it began in 2019. The Scottsdale nonprofit was founded by Alex Porter Umphrey and her husband Gregory. She's a neuro-oncologist at the Mayo Clinic. He is a physician with Barrow Neurological Institute. After graduating medical school, the 2 faced about $500,000 in school debt, which took them 8 years to pay off.
And so we wanted to do something from a financial standpoint to help alleviate that burden, but we also wanted to provide other things like mentorship, financial management, leadership training, so that we can develop a generation of physicians who are going to cater towards the community that they serve in our community over the next 10 years.
A larger goal of the organization is to elevate medicine so that the healthcare workforce becomes as diverse as the country as a whole.
The idea that the percentage of underrepresented minorities in the medical field does not match the percentage of underrepresented minorities in the general population is also concerning, and so we have to take a look at why that might be.
Dr. Tiffany Hardaway is a Phoenix anesthesiologist and member of ELEVATEMED's board of directors. She dreamed of becoming a doctor as a young girl and joined ELEVATEMED to help guide others.
It's a difficult path for everyone, not just underrepresented minorities. And so the idea that we can kind of create a roadmap or say, this is how we can help you, these are the places that you need to go, these are the things you need to be thinking about, it gives people kind of a better track.
Since 2019, ELEVATEMED has provided about $300,000 in scholarships. For the 2021 to 2022 school year, 15 students got help to attend schools across the country. Among them is Kaylin Moore of Phoenix, who's attending the University of Arizona College of Medicine in Tucson. Just last month, Moore learned he'd been accepted as a resident in psychiatry at Yale University.
I'm a first-generation college student, and my family is just so excited to see me go on this path. I feel that just my presence alone can help the other little boys and girls who have never ever seen a Black doctor consider it as a career path.
ELEVATEMED is able to financially support their students with the help of donors and fundraising. At the Google touchscreen, Anna Stansfield, Cronkite News.
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration could strip Arizona of its work safety oversight. The Biden administration said Arizona has a pattern of ignoring protocols involving COVID-19 protections and employer penalties. According to OSHA, Arizona is the only state that refused to enforce a temporary emergency standard last June, which included providing enough protective gear for healthcare workers and social distancing measures. This is the first step OSHA is taking to revoke Arizona's plan for monitoring and protecting private, local, and state employees. Governor Doug Ducey said previously that this was, quote, a political stunt and desperate power grab. Governor Doug Ducey, along with 25 other governors, launched the American Governors Border Strike Force, a partnership to secure the border. The announcement by Ducey and Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott came a day after a new report by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It said migrant crossings along the U.S.-Mexican border are at the highest level in 2 decades. The task force model is based on Ducey's 2015 creation of the Arizona Border Strike Force. The effort will help improve intelligence sharing and analysis of state-level crimes connected to border security. It will also monitor cybersecurity issues and help combat drug trafficking and human smuggling occurring in the border region. The announcement comes just before the Biden administration plans to lift Title 42.
The Maricopa County Board of Supervisors appointed someone to serve as interim county attorney until a special election is held to replace Alistair Adell. Rachel Mitchell, who is chief deputy in the county attorney's office, was chosen for the role. The position had to be held by a Republican since that was Adell's party affiliation. Mitchell served as the acting county attorney in 2019 when Bill Montgomery was appointed to the Arizona Supreme Court. She played a major role in U.S. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings. The general election to fill the position will be held November 8th. According to a recent census report, the average age of farmers in Arizona is 60. Coming up next on Cronkite News, we take a look at how the Valley is using a program to find its next generation of farmers.
And the Valley may see a break in these hot temperatures soon. After the break, we will tell you when cooler temps are coming.
What you get from Washington Week that you will not get anywhere else are the best and the brightest reporters from different media companies, and they're able to have a real conversation about things that are happening in Washington and around the country. But it's also a show about issues that are relevant to different communities. How do you think that, as the moderator, I feel this deep responsibility to bring in those other perspectives so that people understand how power and politics impact their daily lives?
Friday nights at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. You know, I don't go anywhere without my passport. And now, thanks to PBS Passport, you can travel with me and watch all 10 seasons of Rick Steves Europe and all my travel specials. This exclusive streaming service is just for our members. Not only can you see all my shows, but you can see thousands of hours of your favorite public television shows. Become a member today and get your passport.
The city of Phoenix is looking for its next generation of farmers, and its Urban Agriculture Fellowship program hopes to do just that. Cronkite News reporter Molly McBride met one of the agriculture fellows to hear what her experience has been like.
The Project Roots Garden here at Spaces of Opportunity is one of 9 farms that's going to be welcoming a fellow this year, which is sort of like a farmer in training. They hope to teach them how to grow fresh produce just like this and reconnect them with nature.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Literally, it's like you start to become part plant out here.
Angelica WILLIS-SMITH is 24 years old, and unlike most people her age, she spends about 20 hours every week farming at the Project Roots Garden. She was selected to be a part of the City of Phoenix's Urban Agriculture Fellowship, a program that places Phoenix residents ages 18 to 24 with urban farms to train them.
It's so much bigger than just like farming, you know, like everybody's got to eat, you know, and if you know how to grow your own food, then you can sustain yourself.
WILLIS-SMITH, known around the farm as Jelly, is involved in all aspects of the farm, including growing, distributing, and selling. She says knowing how to grow her own food is empowering, and she enjoys reconnecting with the nature around her.
Like you get to cultivate, you get to create life. Like that brings a certain kind of like feeling and like self-confidence.
Jelly works alongside PETTIS, the garden manager of Project Roots. PETTIS says the work they do at the garden is something the whole world can connect to.
Well, just giving our next generation the opportunity to learn about growing food again, about the land, about being sustainable, it's empowering.
In a recent survey, Arizona farmers expressed concern they will be unable to pass along their knowledge because they don't have apprentices. The average age of farmers in Arizona is nearly 60 years. Joseph ROSSELL, the Food System Programs Manager for Phoenix, stressed the importance of reconnecting younger generations with farming and finding replacements for farmers that are aging out.
If they cannot find a replacement, then that impact would reverberate through the food system. And I don't think that we fully appreciate that yet.
The Urban Agriculture Fellowship lasts 50 weeks. As of now, there's no plan for the program to run next year. In Phoenix, Molly McBride, Cronkite News.
Arizona is working to update its crime database in order to strengthen background checks. Legislators have revised which crimes need to be reported to the statewide database after discovering gaps could have allowed offenders to obtain fingerprint clearance cards. The cards are meant to indicate a person's clean criminal record. The new Senate bill adds more misdemeanor offenses to the list of crimes that need to be reported to help conduct background checks.
Arizona's unemployment rate dropped to the lowest it's been in over 45 years. The rate dropped to 3.3% in March. The state hasn't seen a rate that low since 1976, according to the Arizona Office of Economic Opportunity. Arizona remains ahead of the national rate for March, which was 3.6%. The state had an increase of 5,275 jobs and brought the employed labor force to over 3.5 million.
It has been hot, dry, and windy here in the valley, but we may see some relief soon. Peyton Major joined us now with the weather forecast.
You've probably noticed how warm it's been outside, but did you know yesterday we hit 99 degrees? Our average first 100-degree day is May 2nd. We were so close yesterday. We'll likely see those first triple digits next week. We've also had a really dry year. We've only had about a ½ inch of rain so far, making this the 8th driest start to a year on record. We also have 22 days without rain and counting. Likely we won't see any rain anytime soon as well. So dry and it's so hot because of this huge ridge of high pressure. Come Friday, though, we have a low pressure system entering the valley, actually bringing a little bit of rain chances to the high country and dropping temperatures down for us. If you're going out for your workout Wednesday, you might need to wait until about sunset, 86 degrees at 7 p.m., and we cool down into the 70s as soon as 10 p.m. We'll hit 94 degrees on Thursday, a little bit breezy as well. Friday will be less than ideal for those wildfires, very windy and down into the 70s because of that low pressure system. 83 degrees on Saturday, and we'll heat right back up right after that. Look at that. Tuesday we'll have our first 100-degree day likely, and we'll be in the upper 90s. Sounds like we're trending a lot warmer. Our average is about 86 this time of year. Seeing those triple-digit temperatures is definitely a little bit scary, so get out and enjoy those cool temps this weekend. In the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Peyton Major.
I'm Zachary Larson. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Get the full story behind the viral Suns moment that's making headlines. Don't go away.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. You know, I don't go anywhere without my passport. And now, thanks to PBS Passport, you can travel with me and watch all 10 seasons of Rick Steves Europe and all my travel specials. This exclusive streaming service is just for our members. Not only can you see all my shows, but you can see thousands of hours of your favorite public television shows. Become a member today and get your passport.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Zachary Larson, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. The Suns fell to the Pelicans at home in Game 2 of their first playoff series. They lost 125-114 despite 31 points from star Devin Booker. Now they get set to travel to New Orleans for 2 games this week. The big news coming out of the matchup was Devin Booker leaving the game in the second half with a hamstring strain. The team announced there is no timetable for his return. Forward MIKAL Bridges is confident the team is prepared for any scenario.
We're going to be ready, man. That's our brother. So, obviously hope everything goes right. But, everybody, I know everybody's ready to step up, so we'll be ready. We went through the regular season games without him in C and DA, so we'll be ready for sure.
And speaking of Booker, before he was injured, he had a special moment with a young fan, sharing a fist bump with a baby at courtside after a jump shot. It was an exciting moment for the family.
When she finished and she checked her phone, she's like, oh my gosh, he went viral. It was just pretty cool to see how much it really that picture or that video exploded in that short time frame.
You may not have heard the name Justin Henley before, but the Chandler native was once an Olympic hopeful in the world of BMX. Cronkite News reporter Tyler Bender gives you a closer look into the life of an international competitor.
Justin Henley started riding at SB Bike Park in elementary school. He had no idea how that first ride would change his life.
I went to a private school for my first and second grade years, and I met a kid who I became really good friends with. As soon as I was talking to him, he kind of got me out to the BMX track, and I started racing at the age of probably 8.
Justin's dad, Robert, said he was surprised when his son first wanted to race.
He didn't tell me he wanted to get into BMX. We were at a campground, like a KOA in San Diego, and we had these jumps, and he was jumping them, and so I could tell that he was really into it.
Justin quickly soared up the ranks of the BMX scene, going from a novice to a national rider in no time.
Usually it takes about a couple years in each division to get to, expert, but for me, I was from beginner to expert in less than a year. I was beating everybody at my track, so that's kind of what, told me that, hey, I should take this to the national level.
Which he did, and performed so well, Justin was given the opportunity to represent the United States internationally.
When I was 12, I went to London and I placed 3rd in the World Championships. It's just a surreal feeling. It's a natural dopamine that you can't get from anything else, and I just can't believe that, I had the chance to do that.
Justin's success made him an Olympic hopeful, getting an invite to a private camp when he was 15. But an injury stalled his career after he broke his arm.
It was really hard to kind of keep up with everybody, having a broken arm. Did just about everything I could, but it just wasn't enough to get an invite back. So that's where I kind of stopped taking it seriously, and then I just did it for fun.
Though his competitive days of riding are over, Justin still finds time to come back to his roots and enjoy his passion. From Chandler, Tyler Bender, Cronkite News.
And moving to the pitch, the Phoenix Rising look to continue their run in the U.S. Open Cup tonight. They face a familiar foe, New Mexico United, a fellow USL team who they just beat in league play on Saturday. The game is at Wild Horse Pass as the Rising look to move into the 4th round of the tournament for the first time since 2014. If they do, the odds that they play against an MLS team increase dramatically. Carter Bailey, a junior at Mountain Point High School, is only beginning to make a name for himself in the baseball world. Cronkite News reporter Anya Rogers goes in depth to see how he became the player he is today.
Mountain Point shortstop Carter Bailey is always learning, growing, and understanding new facets of the game. However, he didn't just become a baseball player, he was born one.
We couldn't wait. We lasted like 5 minutes and we're like, okay, we gotta pull over. Where should we go? We have to go somewhere special. So we went to where the Diamondbacks play. We went there and we opened it up, but before we did, I thought, if it says it's a boy, like I know this kid's gonna be a ball player if he wants to be. Like I know that he's gonna make it. And sure enough, we opened the envelope and it said it's a boy.
Anna Bailey believes that Carter's love and passion for baseball has always been a part of his soul.
Always, like through my life, I've kind of always been like the short kid on the field, so kind of just like having to like play the hardest and work the hardest has always been something that's been naturally a part of my game.
He always stays after practice or after a game to get some extra swings in if he wants, and which is above and beyond, and it shows in game.
As a junior already committed to Cal Berkeley, Carter believes that the biggest things he's bringing to the team are his bat and his energy.
So Carter is definitely a high energy player. You know, he lives and breathes and dies off his energy that he has out there. So he always has a ton of it. He's always trying to get everybody up around him, and a lot of the team really feeds off of what he can bring to the table.
However, Carter also believes that it's not just about baseball.
It's more academics first, especially for my family as well. I'm not just going there to play baseball. I'm going there to get a degree and hopefully get a job out of there as well, whether that's baseball or academic-wise, whatever it may be.
Through all of his achievements, Carter says that while it's cool to see your name on a list, it's more important to recognize your full potential and never stop working towards it. In Phoenix, Anya Rogers, Cronkite News.
That's all for today's Cronkite Sports Report, and for the final time for me, back to you, Mia.
The Phoenix Zoo has some new additions to its family. We take a look at these baby birds that are part of a new breeding program here in the Valley.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. You know, I don't go anywhere without my passport. And now, thanks to PBS Passport, you can travel with me and watch all 10 seasons of Rick Steves Europe and all my travel specials. This exclusive streaming service is just for our members. Not only can you see all my shows, but you can see thousands of hours of your favorite public television shows. Become a member today and get your passport.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Pales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Cactus ferruginous pygmy owls have hatched their way into the Phoenix Zoo. All 6 pairs of the owls have laid eggs this year and are a species of greatest conservation need in Arizona. They are at the zoo as part of the pilot breeding program with Wild at Heart, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and Arizona Game and Fish Department. These owls were historically found in Arizona, but their range and population have been declining due to habitat loss and other factors. You can see these newest bird additions at the Phoenix Zoo.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.